общем, я без руки остался, собственно. Ну, я-то нет, как бы. Я, ну, в смысле, не веришь. Это рассказ предыдущего эпизода?
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time.
Ну, правильную бабу я выбрал. Ну, Эмили нашел я правильно. Зачем? Чисто для этого, как его? Для... Как назвать, господи? Для расширения кругозора просто знать? Или чё? Или реально интересно было? Я тут не, ну, как бы не то, что это читать не хочу, я... Мне впадло даже какого-нибудь Данте читать. Короче, я без руки остался, это херово. А распятие это, оказывается, терновый венок, типа, ну как бы, конечно же. После этого не... А? Ты мне руку-то передавала? Какой я руки лишился-то хоть? I don't feel my... Бубы, ее нет! Ну да, там немножко другое. Левую решился. А вдруг он левша? Третий... Она неправильно выставила. Сейчас вторую руку лишится, смотрите. Чё? 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 Нечестно? Она неправильно выставила. Терновый венок был в другом месте.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right.
Рассказывай, блядь, давай.
Tell me, where did I go wrong? The 3 nails? Yes, it's true. They let you open the iris.
Yes, but you still need to find the right theme, don't you? The fresco was a trap. Apart from the fresco, everything pointed to the crucifixion. The things that make it possible to activate the mechanism are associated with the crucifixion. The cross to activate the mechanism, and the nails to choose a date.
Блять, точно, гвозди и крест. Пиздец, почему я сразу про это не подумал?
What did you do once you uncovered the iris?
I matched the icon of the crown of thorns with the town of Golgotha, where the crucifixion took place.
How did you manage to crack the
Блять,
puzzle?
реально можно было
Then I had
догадаться.
to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time. With that theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March. To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements on the same axis.
Ну, короче, понятно. Правильно все было. То есть гвозди, ну, можно было по-разному вставить, но правильным... То есть если бы я гвозди неправильно вставил, все равно бы этой херни не было. Ну, это по-другому было бы. О, бля, нихера склеп какой огромный. 4-й эпизод. Сжигаем мосты. Горящие мосты, точнее.
I don't know, but we better not hang around. Be careful, mother. As if me saying that will make any difference.
А у меня... у меня не максимум. У меня допрос максимум. Так, а что я получил из званий? Столкнуться с стоящего сразу... Вот, да, это хорошо. С другой стороны, типа... Вот это тоже хорошая штука. Хорошая штука. Ловкость, так. Бдительность, заказание надо. Но это тоже херь какая-то. Ладно. Понаставить в склепе ловушек мог, да? Думаешь, двери было мало? Какое оружие? Копье, ну он, который он собирает эти. Кстати.
Von Volner blamed his eminence for having supplied Mortimer with all the lances in the Vatican's possession.
If Mortimer has all of them in his possession, it's not going to help us.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events.
Это правда. Что в каждой сказке есть там доля правды какая-то.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
В общем, надо идти искать копье. Я пойду на причал, подготовлю все к отплытию. Нужно убираться с этого проклятого острова. Вернусь, когда будем готовы к бою.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not.
А потом окажется, что холм на самом деле является этим.
I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Окажется демоном каким-нибудь или еще
кем-нибудь. Tell me everything you know about this Lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis.
Блядь, давай только не Индиана Джонс стайл, когда нужно Грааль, блядь, выбрать, а здесь копье в данном случае правильное.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
All right.
У меня очков нету.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
В левый.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaget. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Здесь надо Пьяджи искать идти сейчас. Лангины, копье надо искать. Бля, я реально без руки теперь хожу. А их не смущает, что, ну, типа, ты говорит, иди погори с Пьяджи. Так, ну пойдем поговорим. Дрись меня вывернула. Ну вообще это тупость, блядь, ну... Как я не догадался о распятии это Христа, господи. А вот Роберт Лэнгдон догадался бы. Кстати, блин, реально очень в духе, ну, игра сделана в плане... А я не знаю, нельзя рестартнуть. Игра сделана прям в духе Дэна Брауна, в плане сюжета. Это прикольно. Мне нравится Дэн Браун, что пишет. Правда, это такое, ну, как бы... Странное немножко. Писульки его. Книжки, точнее. Как детектив очень прикольно делается. Собственно, и здесь тоже. Так, Пьяджи, быстрее, наверное, в эту сторону, да? Блять, нет, не в эту, быстрее в ту. Ну, единственное, пока непонятное, возымеет ли смысл Ну, интерактива-то больше, но возымеет ли смысл выбор? То есть, что-то будет зависеть от всех этих выборов. Потому что, ну, типа... И можно ли вообще в игре умереть тоже? То есть, вот, допустим, попадусь я сейчас с копьем случайно. Что произойдет? Ну, руки, конечно, я вообще по дурости лишился, пиздец. Можно было разгадать загадку на самом деле. Единственное, я бы с фазы Луны проебался опять, там четверть какая-то, там в какой-то в четвертой... Ну, там фаза четверть какая-то там должна была быть. Это что за комната? Вот. Вот здесь Пьяджи находится, он-то мне и нужен. Надо пособирать вещи. Джованни. А я не помню, я был в его комнате там так, чтобы прям это смотреться тщательно. По-моему, не был. То ли меня не пускали, то ли что. Рукописные записи лорда Мортимера. Или я был в этой комнате. Ну вообще на самом деле нету смысла мед не тратить. У меня нету все равно этого. Опять русский рубль какой-то. Стоит? Ничего он не стоит, братан. Русский рубль этот, блядь. Так, а что там с языкознанием-то у меня? Ах, не хватает даже до второго левела. Так бы у меня бы за один... Лансе, Санкте. О, это... Здесь уже самых распространенных изображений копья. А как правильно копье? Клиновидным наконечником. Клиновидный наконечник. Теперь сам Пьяджи нужен. Где может быть сам Пьяджи? Наверное, жрет. Значит, надо в столовую идти. Жрет это в столовую. Это... По-моему, вниз там. Блять, надо было через библиотеку идти. Я бы его нашел. Но с другой стороны, я бы не нашел этот подсказку о клиновидном. Так, мне сюда. Не нашел бы подсказку о клиновидном копье. Я полагаю, она сейчас пригодится. Отлично, вода это хорошо. Мед это еще лучше. Надо еще что-то поискать, вдруг что найду. Оп. Сердце. Так. Да, вот он. Что-то есть на столах или еще где-то. Опа. У меня такой ключ где-то был, по-моему, да? Да, отлично. О, меда набрал сейчас. Просто 4 склянки. Все. Пошли с ним, короче, разговаривать. Сейчас надо будет его убедить. У него... Его ничего не волнует. Его, по-моему, рациональные все методы не волнуют. То есть у него допрос, манипулирование, логика... Допрос и манипулирование. Навыков у меня на манипулирование не хватает, например, зато допрос третьего, так что допросом буду его гнобить.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now. Please, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier.
Что такое?
Not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around?
Что у него с
What do
ушами?
you want to know about the Holy Land?
А, это не он.
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of
Это Мортимер.
Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
Да? Да, нет? Что с ним? Нет. А почему он так это?
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus.
Так. Манипулирование, допрос, да? Ебать.
No, I was wondering about it myself.
Oh, Louis. It's even worse than I thought. I believe you when you say you come to find out more. But in that case, it means that Sarah didn't even take...
Пожалуйста, допрос, будь допрос. Манипулирование, блять, у меня слабая черта вообще.
You are looking for the lance. You should know. You are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
No, Your Eminence. I thought...
Я на убеждение наткнулся, да? А у него убеждение было, разве? Ну-ка, стойте. Логика, эрудиция. Такая...
The only one able to help me with it.
В смысле, блять?
Words like conviction.
Сэр Грегори Холм? Грегори Холм? Что? Так это Холм.
If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good.
Твою мать!
No. To lie to me? Imagine you find it, which I don't doubt, given how resolute you are.
Это ни хрена не этот.
Mind. Then what? What are
Грегори
you going to use the lance for exactly?
I need it.
Why?
You won't understand.
Try me, Louis.
I need to protect myself with it.
Louis. Yes. I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance.
Он возил острый клин своего копья в тело Господа нашего, полилась его кровь и обогрела наконечник копья. Ну, клин, понятно, и он стал полностью покрыт кровью Божьей.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome.
Но это, короче, оказался другой хрен вообще. Это Холм. Но это тупость. Логика, 1 очко. А где логика? Сюда, да. А как он...
You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't
Ну, игра, короче, сама косячит.
Delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she's frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Короче, наебалово. Но оно клиновидное, ну и чё, ну, блядь. А что мне это даст-то? Кроме того, что оно клиновидное, я же ни хера не знаю. Кстати. Хоп. Ну так, чисто логически, я же реально ни хера не знаю, кроме того, что оно клиновидное, ничего. Источники информации, знатоки произведения искусства, священные тексты. Блять, так можно еще искать. Не, давай искать. Давайте искать. Пойдемте, короче, в комнату с этим сходим тогда. Мне пригодится. Ну, потому что я пока не нашел дополнительной инфы никакой, кроме того, что оно клиновидное.
Liberty or Death by Renyo. Well, I'll take liberty, please. But I do understand his choice, even though it seems radical. Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alquidia. Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near. His brain is oozing by their ear. The Fall of Phaeton. Another painting by Rubens. Poor Phaeton, struck by lightning for borrowing his father's chariot. The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Дорого. Так, знатоки религии, произведения искусства. Можно же еще куда-нибудь попытаться тусануть. В комнату, например, с этими. А может быть в этом. Ну, не в замке, ну вы поняли. Как его называть, блядь, это место? Так. Что это за комната? Фон Вольнер, может, к нему можно зайти? Значит, можно обыскать его комнату. И, может быть, я что-то найду. Я понимаю, что ты пытаешься объяснить, выяснить, что Элизабет, ну, это переходит всякие границы. Думаешь, мне было так мало? Было сбегать с ней без предупреждения, пришлось лгать Грегори. Солома, наброски на бумаге.
Someone must have packed something away here. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. Yes, it's definitely a drawing of the Lock of Al-Azif. Volner must have kept a copy. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. Occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif. A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Бля, я хуй знаю, что там лежит внутри, ну ладно. Так, выйти нельзя. Да, блядь, ты что тупишь-то вокруг ходишь, как-то странно. Знаки зодиака. Химические сосуды. Так. Ты что-то собирал уже. Бдительность будет какая-нибудь.
Not surprising. Most of these works are in German, and one in Latin. Longini militis fabulum. Ah,
Копье.
what have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Volner has done everything he can
Ну,
to get
логично, что он
information about that
собирал
lance.
сведения о
I better
копье.
keep this one though. Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows.
Так. Уклонение только.
What happened? You've lost. Oh, how horrible. Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
Accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But Louis, it's your hand.
Да что ж ты беспокоишься за мою руку,
There's
ёбаный в рот.
nothing I can do about it. I know, I made a mistake, but it's too late now. It was an act.
Кстати, а что за получил я книжку, да, какую-то? А где она?
I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And you joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my recklessness. I went looking here and there and searched my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
Well, sir, I see you have some captivating books, and you seem to be rather interested in the famous Longinus.
No, it's... what's it to do with you?
I overheard you speaking with Piaggi. What are you two up to exactly?
No, Oh, fine. Yes. We are looking for the Holy Lance. That imbecile has given Mortimer all the ones kept in the private collection of the Holy See. But it's not what you think. Hang on a minute. You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the Holy Lances.
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
Опять его
I'm not afraid.
You know
наебал.
Mortimer's got it, so you're not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are
So
you?
why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about? Mr. Von Volner, would you be so kind as to calm yourself down, please? All I'm trying to do is make amends for His Eminence's errors. Sir Gregory should surround himself with better people, if you want my opinion, but Piaggi is a friend of my mother's.
What? You want to
Сработало,
help
по-моему.
Piaggi?
I just told you that's what my mother would do if she was here. I heard you in the corridor, and he seemed to be in serious trouble because of the lances. I'm only trying to help him.
All right,
Whew.
Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me.
Ну, так и есть, да? Ну.
Excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original Lance really looked like.
Ah, let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence.
Дубликатов не так уж и мало, да.
Quite some time.
Только не говори мне, что оно, блядь, клиновидное, пожалуйста. Центральный... Железо иметь, окей.
Its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
Ah, that is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. But keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later.
Так подсказал бы еще бы это.
I managed to get the biography of Longinus Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here.
Первых христиан рыба.
Engraved with the symbol of the first Christians. The fish.
Ну и, блин, 3 штуки-то хватит, думаю, да? Смотрите. На наконечнике его копья была выгравирована рыба. Сам он был... центр копья сделан из сплава стали и меди. Ну, блин, я думаю, этого достаточно. Ну-ка, пойдем поднимемся, может, здесь что есть еще. Это статуя, да?
Saint Longinus. Let's take a closer look at his lance. It is shaped like a leaf, like the real lance, maybe. How can I be sure?
Нет.
Hey, looks like there's a symbol engraved on the tip. Yes, a fish. The Christian fish, no doubt. It can't be a coincidence. It must have been done on
Ну, примерно я теперь знаю, как он выглядит.
Good thing I took a closer look. I think this statue does represent Longinus, armed with the lance that wounded Jesus, the Holy Lance. How can I find out if this is an exact representation? There's no way of being certain of it.
Ну, я не уверен... Нет, я не думаю, что так и есть. Согласен, там скорее просто... Вообще стоит пойти посмотреть это. Да, блять. Может быть, еще какие-то подсказки есть. Ну, кстати, что-то нашел. Карцы, да нахуй бы мне эти карцы нужны. Да иди давай уже, ёпарс, ты хорош кругами, блять. Дебилушка. Что-то еще есть здесь?
Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear. I better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. There's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements. This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No, if Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study in the same way as for the Nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. But I believe what I read in the letter from Milan addressed to Mortimer. There's every reason to believe that this painting has been modified according to its guidelines to represent the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape.
Короче, да, ну вот так выглядит клиновидная, медная с рыбой. Все, пошли, короче, искать. Я думаю, этого достаточно, чтобы понять. Ну, что слуга может сказать? Работать тебе, блядь, нужно. Посмотрите на него, какой он занятой, блядь, человек, нахуй. Я, по-моему, не туда вышел. Вашингтон. Может, Вашингтон что-то знает?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might
Не привлекайте лишнего внимания. Ага,
Know
ага.
anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
That's an idea. In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
Короче, он мне нихуя не помог толком. Загадочные заметки. Блин, осталась одна заметка, и у меня тогда что-то еще прокачается.
Right. I've retrieved everything.
Может, еще что-то есть? Ядрить, я там золотых эликсиров набрал 3 штуки или сколько? Так. Пойдемте, пожалуй, выбирать копье. Я думаю, я справлюсь в этот раз. Но вообще не представляю, что... Ну, найду копье, что, сбегу с этим копьем? Да вряд ли. Это же было бы глупо. Вообще мед бы найти, что нету ни хера этого. Очков. Место такое странное. Так, а вот можно, кстати, да, пара распятия.
Four Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth
Дабы вы
that he
поверили,
saith
ага, ага.
that ye might believe. A shimmering lance. What is this telling me?
Сияющая.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The Gospel of St. John is the most detailed on the subject of the crucifixion. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers
Я это сам читал, блять!
pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood. Saw it bore witness, and his record is true.
Пизду, потратил только очки
That he
зря.
saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance.
Ага, блядь, что мне говорит контекст? А теперь я, блядь, нихуя не могу. Пизду. Якорцы ебучие эти.
Marcus Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You could tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old.
Давай походим, еще посмотрим.
The sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess.
Да дохера ему.
Sculpted. We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable.
Так, где еще есть? Клин, рыба. Золотой, да?
This lance has got a blade in the shape of a spear.
Клин.
Its blade is an iron or steel, I think. I can make
Точно
out
не
a
он.
rising sun engraved on the tip.
Точно не он.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and well, it's in gold.
Ну, точно
I can see
херь.
that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just
Вообще
barely
херь
visible.
какая-то. Полная чухня. В форме листа тоже, да?
Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape.
Херь.
It's copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip.
Блять, ну вот тут тоже. Может, он все-таки не клиновидный. Ну, если я не найду клиновидный такой же.
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the
Точно
symbol
не
of
он.
the eye of Ra engraved on the tip.
Так, ну пока что я не нашел.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, is copper rimmed, and
Вот.
has been engraved
Во,
with the
вот он.
symbol of the Christian fish on the tip.
Вот это моя.
I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Я думаю, да. Вооруженный.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Слишком тяжелый. Окей. Пойдем на причал тогда, чё? Ну, я надеюсь, я правильный выбрал наконечник, потому что... Этот тоже не тот. Ну, я думаю, да, правильный. Ну, если нет, я полагаю, мне пиздец будет. Если что, потом посмотрю, какой правильный. Меня так быстро перенесло. Какого-то хрена.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
А это первый раз я, да, так? Блять, я манускрипты читать не могу. Потому что у меня их нету. Как и руки. Блять, что ж ты меня так пугаешь? Так, а у Бонапарта какие? Этикет, убеждение, политика не работает. Как этикет выглядит, кстати? Этикет выглядит как корона. Убеждение не действует, политика не действует. Значит, можно всем, кроме этикета, кроме убеждения.
Is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick.
А, почему я не могу выбирать нихуя?
Look, I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't think on getting rid of me so easily, de Richet. Where have you been?
Lord Mortimer tell you could trust me?
Yes, but...
So, I might have disappointed you on the negotiation.
А почему у меня отключился пад-то, блять?
But Lord Mortimer believes I can still be useful.
О, все. Блять.
I'm working for him right now, and you're wasting my time with your questions. Look, if he hasn't taken you into his confidence, then you shouldn't know yet.
I'll soon figure out what you are up to. And I am convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Very well. Fair is fair. You've exposed me. Here. This is what I took from him. Look, I'm sorry. I acted on a bizarre impulse.
I don't know either, and frankly, you have disappointed me. That said, it's
Фу!
not as bad as I...
Че я проебал? Изученный манускрипт? Ха!
We'll leave it there.
Плевать
I'm glad
вообще.
that things have been cleared up.
So, are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right. Go play somewhere else. See you later, monsieur.
Сосай.
Come on. Hurry up and join my mother at the wharf.
Пиздец, чуть не проебался. Я чувствую, я еще кого-то встречу. Кто мне помешает? Но у меня меда... Мне ни хера нету очков. Ситуацион катастрофик. Мать твою. Блять, слуга. Везде слуги и все закрыто, да? А вот и Мортимер. Люи.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy.
Так, а чё там?
I would like to have a word with you. Come closer, please.
It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you. Oh, no, your hand. Damn it, no. So that's it. She's prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
Wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours, too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in the search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road.
The wrong road?
Louis, Sarah has made her own choices of her own free will, and I would like for you to have the same chance. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years,
Он рассказал правду.
William Mortimer.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you open your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you.
Мне кажется, его ёбнут.
Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families...
Ну серьезно, ну это правда про демонов, ну вы чё, блядь?
The Adams has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him.
Погоди, так Холм, это отец твой?
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
It was you who killed her.
The child was already condemned, Louis. My father would never have let her be. I had to pass inside her mind and, yes, make her take her own life. Trapped between the unyielding control of my father and your mother's terrible treatments, I wouldn't wish a life like that on anyone. Would you?
So neither my mother nor Peru were ever guilty. You just gave me the runaround with that whole investigation.
Now don't take it the wrong way. I was obliged to keep up appearances so that Gregory wouldn't suspect me. And it enabled me to size you up, Louis.
So, Von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis. And with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of Von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right.
If you could manipulate us mentally,
Собрание бессмысленно, да?
Of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons.
Скучно им стало, мне кажется, просто так, типа, навязывать идеи.
The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves.
Ну?
Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first
Не, ну в целом-то, ну блин, да, он демон или еще что-то, но он же меня не убил до сих пор. Какой смысл ему меня не убивать в его собственном доме? Он спрятать меня может в любой момент.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis.
С внешней
Come,
политикой,
I've something to
короче.
show you.
Что ж ты мне покажешь-то?
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
I've got an idea, but it might seem stupid.
Trust me.
Am I one? I mean, am I a demon?
Would you like that?
No, I don't think so. I'm just a man, and that's fine with me.
Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always.
Ну, скорее всего, он, да, демон.
As much as me, you are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know.
Блять, такая
Where do you think
тупость.
that natural charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow.
Он переселялся.
You ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's
Have you
absurd.
never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from her own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
Чё, блядь, чё за Санта-Барбара?
Well. So now you're his bastard. You really took me for a fool. Don't make a move, you clowns.
Everybody keep calm.
Don't say a word or I'll shoot your kid. Not so clever now, are we? At last I found a way to put the pressure on you, Mortimer.
Just calm down, monsieur.
You stopped me from ending it all. Because of you, I've had to pay for it. You don't know what it's like. He's in your head. He's in your soul. I never want to feel that again.
Jack, I did not betray you.
You're just like him.
Jack, I've only just found out that I'm his son. You can't hold that against me.
Don't understand. You're already in his clutches. Everything was set up to bring you here and reveal the secret of your birth to you. Open your goddamn eyes. You've always been under his thumb. So, what are you gonna do now? You've just found out your true nature. What difference does it make?
Так, допрос на него не действует же, да?
Wait, Jack! If it weren't for me, you'd be dead by now. You've seen who I am, and this so-called revelation.
Хорошо, что я допрос не использовал.
I'm not a slave to my birth, and I refuse to pretend to be a victim. I am Louis de Richet.
Do you really believe you've got enough strength to resist him?
I am who I am. Only our actions truly define us. And you can threaten me all you want. It won't make any difference.
Don't change, Louis. You're strong. I wasn't able to make it. You're just like him. You are already. You can't see it, or you don't want to see it, but it's already too late. In fact, I haven't got any choice.
You always have a choice. You know very well what will happen to you if you shoot me. If I am indeed a demon now, as Lord Mortimer claims, then I've always been one, Jack.
Ooh.
The fact of finding out today makes no difference to my personality. You can't choose your parents. It's over. Come now.
You know what I told you. Evil and good depend on you, and not on your nature.
Yes, it's true. And the same holds true for all of us.
Monsieur Perrault, I am willing to overlook this latest. You can think me sorry
Блин.
for that. I think, however, that
Прошу
you
прощения.
are your leave for your good and ours, as well as that of your daughter.
А буду, спасибо, Серж. Прям нормально так чихнул. Интересно, из всех предложенных вариантов это единственный правильный был? Ну, единственные правильные были.
No, not really.
I'm impressed with your ability to remain composed, not to let yourself become overwhelmed by your emotions. For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
I can hear something.
Нашептывает
Now
кто-то.
breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am...
Мысль читать можно, да?
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I
Эмили
can hear a
слышно.
clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their
Easy.
thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
Ладно.
It'd be a violation of their most intimate thoughts, wouldn't it?
To begin with, there's nothing obliging you to do it. You already had the ability without even knowing it. I just gave you the option of putting it into practice if you want. Moreover, it would be wrong to evoke morality here. Every species is different, Louis, and this is the way we are made. That's all there is to it. You are free to use this talent or not. And what's more, it will be up to you to decide what to do with.
Ну это уже точно не браунщина. Это что-то уже совсем ёбнутое пошло. Свежая кровь.
Govern this talent when used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy, and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
You're right. I need to go now. See you later, Lord Mortimer.
One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
Что-то там про мартир, ну ладно.
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
Так, а я вот здесь, кстати, не был. Можно, может быть, здесь что-то есть еще? Оп, что-то лежит. Монетка. Так и не понял, нахер эти монетки нужны. А вот мед пригодится.
You shot her in cold blood. What is at stake here far outweighs our personal interests. I should...
Personal interests. I'm talking about my sister's life. She was my own.
Так. Психология, допрос логика не действует.
Calm down, Emily, calm down.
Louis, don't come near me.
I warned you what would happen if I found her.
Emily, put the weapon down.
She has to pay for all the harm she's done to me.
Well, to be fair, we've all made mistakes. And look at her, Emily. She's paid for hers.
I'm all alone now.
Duchess, I am sorry for what happened. I didn't have any choice.
Ah, you. Shut your mouth. You had the choice, all right.
Всегда был выбор, бла-бла-бла.
According to your own desires, without any scruples.
Excuse me, Duchess, but we're in the same line of business.
Shut it.
And as for Emma, she knew only too
No,
well.
Emily. Look at me. Emily?
What did you say?
Emily, no. Don't let your anger control you again. We both know very well what happened in your room with Emma.
Whose fault was that, Louis? Who found nothing better to do than come between us? Who?
I'm sorry.
But why did Sarah betray Emma? Why?
Your sister was supposed to hide something, and no one was supposed to have been able to find it.
And she would never have talked, even under torture. So why get rid of her?
Unfortunately, Emily, the creatures who live here employ methods that no one can resist.
I was going to get her out of there for God's sake. So what are you talking about?
Emily, all I ask is you let me tell the truth, but you'll never believe me.
You leave me no choice. I'm going to kill her, Louis. I understand you're trying to protect her, Louis, but it's a lost cause. Don't move!
Louis, remember in Paris?
Oh, no. Not again. No, Mother, wait. No! No, for God's sake!
Did she hit you?
No! Why did you do that? I could have...
Ну, блять!
That's enough. I've had enough.
What do you mean? I really thought my next breath would be my last.
Well, anything's possible.
This is no time to be joking. Just help me climb aboard this boat, and let's get off of this cursed island.
No. I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you, until you've told me everything.
For crying out loud, what are you talking about?
Paris, 1763, number 12, on Rue des Martyrs.
Да у нее давно руку
I
отрубили.
beg you, please trust me. He's manipulating you. We must leave.
Paris,
Can't you see he wants you? And he'll do anything to turn you against me.
number 12, on Rue des Martyrs.
He had to pay for what he did to me. I panicked. There she was with the baby due. I thought it was the right time to touch it.
To
but when
touch it? By disemboweling her and stealing me from her?
the girl was already condemned to die. He never leaves any witnesses behind. She meant nothing to him. And
Ее с самого начала все.
find a way of stopping him.
You snatched a newborn baby from its mother's womb with the sole goal of seeking revenge.
From the second I took you in, I couldn't bear to be apart from you. I looked after you, fed you, raised you. I am your mother.
I know. You always took care of me.
I devoted my whole life to teaching you to distinguish between right and wrong, so you would have the choice. You are not like him.
But you never told me.
I wanted to. I very nearly told you everything at least a dozen times.
You didn't though, did you? Why?
I don't know, Louis.
It was easier not to face up to it, not to stir it all up.
Don't judge me, Louis.
Так, а у нее какие черты, кстати?
You were afraid
Блин,
of
до сих пор мне неизвестно, короче, ее черты.
Everything once you were old enough to understand. Forgive me, Louis. Yes, I made mistakes in the past, but now I'm ready
Do
to.
you consider me a mistake?
No, not you. You are what I am most proud of in my whole life.
Раз ты
You are
демон, блядь,
good.
отрасти себе
You
руку, чё
fight
ты?
to do right. You are not like him.
Still, he is my father. Why did you steal me?
You don't want to know, believe me.
For once in your life, be honest. Why all this mess? Why do you have it in for him so much? Why?
Because I'm his daughter. I know what he's doing. I see he has his eye on you. He's hovering around you, tempting you.
Чё?
He did it to me before.
Ну реально Санта-Барбара.
If you don't live up to his expectations, he will cast you away.
Is that what happened to you?
I wasn't good enough for him, so he rejected me.
What do you mean?
He tried to initiate me, but it would seem I am unable to develop his talent. I can't withdraw my mind from my body.
I get it. The reason why you abducted me is because he didn't love you, isn't it?
He doesn't love anyone, Louis. Don't be taken in.
You are my mother. Whatever you've done, I can't take that away from you. It doesn't excuse everything, but in time we will find a way of putting it all behind us.
Oh, thank you, Louis.
Ну я не
Thank you.
думаю, не
I
хочу ему
will
верить.
never lie to you again. Come on, let's go.
No, mother. I'm not going back with you. I can't.
What do you mean? Louis, you can't stay here. He
Don't
will...
worry about me. I have to stay. I still have a lot to learn. But you go.
Louis?
I'll see you in Paris. Don't worry. Here. This is yours.
Не знаю, что в сумке. В сумке, наверное, это.
You've got the lance. You can beat him. If you hit him with it, he won't be able to escape from his mortal envelope, and he will die with it.
Значит, блин, я только сейчас об этом подумал. Что получается, как его? Что Иисус тоже был этим демоном в этой истории. Я так полагаю. Так, а что мне надо прокачать, чтобы получить? Психология, наука. Манипулирование. Бля, я даже не знаю, что вкачать. Блять. Давай вот так, наверное. Вот так. Нет у меня манускриптов, которые можно это изучить.
Rational Reuben. I spent my whole life swimming in lies.
А как восстанавливать фиолетовую херню? Подождите. Я не знаю, чем. Ну, чем можно это. Это проклятие.
I feel like I'm cursed. I hope I'll be able to control this new skill, otherwise my life will be hell. Damn it, what a mess. Come on, man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father, I know nothing about. Yes, I've still got a lot to learn. It's enough to drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore.
Что-то дичь какая-то.
Hold yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute.
Кто пришел-то?
Sir Gregory?
Че тебе надо? Так. У него убеждение устойчиво только.
I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Теперь вообще нихуя не пойму.
How long has our family been in existence?
We have been here since the
Блять, а у него убеждение это этот?
very
Точно.
beginning.
What do you mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get information from me?
No, not at all. I was just wondering why that particular question seemed
Блять,
to disturb
убеждение это
Let us
единственная вещь,
not
которая...
insist then. You yourself weren't very convinced
Дебил,
by the
блядь.
question, it seems.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
8 братьев и сестер.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
Еще и 7 семей, блять.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father,
Уважение нашего
is
отца
not
не
easy,
просто. Ну да.
and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our
То есть он его
parents.
брат, короче, Грегори. А кто
Is
глава
there a
семьи?
head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions
А кто
simply
она?
bore her.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying
Помочь
to
человечеству защитить
therefore
его.
preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't
Уильям
understand
хочет
why William
демократию.
wants to replace them with democracy.
Хорошо.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you. Less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient. And one of his particularities
Ну,
is that
смертен
he
и...
does not learn from the errors of his
И ну,
peers.
то, что не
He
учится,
uses
это да.
incredible
Цикличность истории на
energy,
это тому
building,
доказательство.
destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. We are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long.
Ну, на самом деле, блять, к концу демонам нравится быть деспотами.
Yes, I understand, but that's more
Не
like
понимаю,
tyranny,
почему
isn't
они
it?
решили так сделать, но это же
Question of
пиздец.
your point
Все
of
так
view.
хорошо
From
начиналось.
man's point of view, I
Это,
can understand
блин,
how
значит,
he would
что
have that impression if ever he found out.
у
But
сценаристов
don't
идеи
forget your true
кончились.
nature from
Как
the
это
demon's
подвязать
point.
все
In
интереснее.
other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit, would equate to letting him race to his own demise.
Просто
But
ни одна,
What
короче,
about man's
как же
freedom
сказать,
to
короче,
choose?
даже вот типа Дэн Браун, он пишет тоже такие около мистические, оккультные, всякую хрень, всякие заговоры, но в итоге все логически выстраивается. А здесь, блять, они вот пытались, ну, начинали все, логически выстраивали,
It
потом
has
такой,
taken
хер тебе.
centuries for our family
Вот так все.
to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by
Установили
confining the other
мир
families
между двумя
to
семьей, да,
subordinate
ограничили власть
roles.
других семей, ставим
And
самый
now
разрешок, бла-бла-бла.
William is obsessed with disrupting
А Уильям
everything.
хочет,
Peace
короче,
between
это...
demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was,
Короче, не считаю,
everything would be
он, короче,
fine.
рассорить всех
But
хочет.
several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the
Пытаются
balance.
нарушить
At present,
равновесие.
we dominate most of the major countries around the globe.
Что-то последние эпизоды, кстати, короче становятся.
Via less influential countries to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard.
Когда
Only
научусь
hope your
переселяться
father doesn't take you down with
сам.
him.
Are you trying to warn me that I'm in danger?
That, Louis, will be up to you to choose. Most of all,
Все зависит, говорит, от
make
твоих
sure you
поступков.
don't pick the wrong side.
Подождите, а чё мне один
William has had
этот
all
заблокировали
the time
уже?
he needs to think about this. You do not. I'm sorry to say this, but this first choice might well be of capital importance
Первое
to your
решение
future.
определит святую
I want you
дальнейшую
to make
судьбу.
an
Тебе нужно
informed
узнать мнение
Now
обоих
go and
сторон.
see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you
Дядя.
anyway, go now.
О, дядикс, понятно, короче. Так, как быстрее, наверное, в эту сторону. А, не, блядь, не в ту сторону пошел. Ну ладно, хуй с ним. Идти все равно одинаково. Короче, все испортили этой оккультной хуйтой. Все было так красиво и... Ну, в целом, не, все равно интересно, типа, в чем фишка в конце будет. Но оккультной херню они все-таки подпортили, все-таки.
Louis, busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill
Не
the
знаешь, чем
boredom
себя
myself.
занять?
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Well, Mr. Godoy heard that we are expecting a last-minute guest.
Pardon?
Yes, a certain Al-Azif.
Strange. Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I might as well not hang out here any longer if he has nothing to say. Me neither.
He must have misunderstood. The conference has started. Godoy is
Короче,
a
он
little
вообще ни
too
хрена не
close to
знает.
court intrigue, if you ask me.
I agree with you. Well, nevertheless, I hope I have distracted you a little.
Yes, thank you, Louis. I don't need much. And don't hesitate if you ever do have any news.
I won't, Mr. President.
Мистер Президент, блять. Папка. Что будем делать?
Louis, I was sure you'd stay.
proud of you. You've made the right choice. It took great maturity to forgive your sister as you did.
She brought me up. I realized I owed her a lot.
We all make mistakes, as Sarah well knows.
Why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand.
Кстати, у них глаза зеленые почему-то у всех.
How do you feel?
Hard to say. Quite curious to find out more.
Вот, здесь согласен, да, мне хочется разобраться.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I've been given to understand that you have a difficult relationship with your father. Isn't that right?
Let's just say we don't see things the same way. I ended up finding out that there's a world outside the rules he has imposed on us.
It seems you find yourself in the same position that you've placed men. You were told what to do, what to think, and you found it unbearable. Imagine if humanity finds out you secretly direct them. How do you think they'd react?
Your analogy is not without substance.
Ну, блин, в принципе,
But
так,
that's where
кстати,
it
да, он
ends.
прав.
Man's main flaw is his willingness to forget and to make the same errors time and again. He can't help it. He is mortal. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now,
Много столей демоны вселяются в мировых правителей и их приближенных.
all over the world. But like true
Блин.
they are governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's
Ну
the
понятно,
impression I
в
get.
ежовых
But you see,
рукавицах.
people's discontent is increasing.
Недовольство масс растет, но демоны этого не видят. Они возомнили себя богами.
They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each
когда
time
такое
it's
было?
happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control.
Что-то править довольным, нежели угнетенным. Ну, короче, он хочет править, но все равно хочет им выбор. И что за херня? Так не бывает.
Dangerous man. Whereas if you give him a roof,
Хотя, почему не бывает?
entertainment,
Вон,
he will do
наша страна
whatever
тому
he
доказательство, да?
wants. The best way of getting them to achieve something
Вроде как бы
is to make
свобода
them
выбора
think it
есть, а
was
вроде как бы
their
и
idea.
не совсем.
But they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything.
Ну, в Америке,
The
кстати,
idea
тоже
that
немножко так
everything
это
is
работает.
possible. Everyone can become
Да я не
something.
начинаю.
Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not
Да типа
true?
вообще на самом деле
Man
много
can
где
move
такая
mountains
херня.
and
Все равно
mountains.
ограничения большие
It
есть,
is
так
in
что...
his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Короче, типа, разница лишь в том, что насколько это... Так, давай вот с этого, смотрите.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
Прогресс —
What
это
else?
будущее, молодец.
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores.
Надо доиграть
Progress
эпизод,
must replace
пожрать и потом продолжить.
whatever his presence is
Сегодня
not
добить
obligatory.
надо игру.
It creates both the
Наверное.
desire and the need. It will liberate women. As soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically.
Не, ну в целом-то,
It
блин,
will
для
bring men
человечества
together
хорошо.
by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the cultural revolution that printing brought about.
Так, что вы думаете о религии?
What obscurantism.
Слушайте, мне нравится этот чувак. Он здраво мыслит.
Guilt and redemption. Look where men are now. Locked
Блядь,
up in beliefs
что
that should
делать-то?
no longer
Он прав.
exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Он конкретно прав.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop.
Вопрос лишь в том, правда ли он так
Black slaves in
считает.
America work for free and
Но
in
говорит правильно.
unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof.
Вот у узбеков до сих пор обязало по сбору хлопка половину осени.
Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this
Ну, да, скрывает, видимо, РС. Я такое не слышал.
Respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
Давай последнее спросим.
What would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment,
Блять, ну он прям такой, короче, этот.
take care of raising children.
Мартин Лютер Кинг нашел их времени, точнее.
Make them work. In this way, not
И не
only
только,
will they
любых
become
там.
consumers, but they will
Возьми.
also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today we are wasting too much time. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution.
Первый параграф
Must be
Конституции,
opponents
свобода
to
воли.
every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't
Я
have
точно
enough
жрать
room
хочу,
for
раз спать
expression to
начинаю.
feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits.
Человек
And it is
иллюзию
only from
свободы.
that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason
Кстати,
of our
тоже, да,
existence.
интересно, откуда же они
But
взялись-то?
humanity is not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are. I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know true
Вся
nature,
вот эта херня
there are
требует
still a
нашей...
few things I need to
Требует
teach
демона тут.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Воздействие на
A
душу.
wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them
Пельмень
of
в
speech.
пиццу.
and
У меня
hearing.
он стоит
This
там.
way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play, as well as you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes, you're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going
Вселиться в
to
его сознание.
influence his actions, make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with
Во время
him.
разговора установить
Once you're
мысленную
done,
связь.
you will naturally
После
find
этого
your
ты
way to the
легко
source
поймешь, как
and
переселиться и
enter
подчинить себе его
into
разум.
his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go.
Блин, а это обязательно делать?
Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaggi had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once
А, я,
it's
кстати,
written,
видал, да, что у
just
него на
bring it
руке.
back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Отправиться в комнату Пьяджи. Блин, ну у него на самом деле интересные идеи. Но он же не... О, кстати, вот этот... А, нет, это Вашингтон, господи, блядь. Я думал, это этот. Пьяджи здесь живет? Йохан фон Вильнер. Пьяджи. По-моему, он по эту сторону, где-то возле моей комнаты, у него следующая. Та была Вашингтона. Вот это Пьяджи. Да? Ну, хоть что-то я запомнил.
Well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence.
Так. Допрос, манипулируй логикой, эрудицией действий, допрос, манипулирование, допрос.
I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Oh, and did you find it? It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts.
Does it annoy you at all?
But what on earth is he trying to get at? Why do you ask, Louis? I don't follow.
For the glory, Your Eminence.
I can feel it coming. It's working.
Insolence? Why, really? I am a man of the church.
А, это не он.
May God keep me from such ambitions.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it.
Могу вселяться?
Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me.
Right. Well, it's time I got started. Let's see what I can
Написать письмо
find
папе
here to
римскому.
write that letter. I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
JG, GFFG. Дорогой Джеб, здоровье не позволяет мне принять приглашение сэра Грегори. После сообщения было благодарение сегодня Джованни Анжелика Бараски. Прошу вас оставить печать с моим девизом вместо своей личной печати, когда пишете ко мне.
Right. Let's start writing. discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction,
Your Holiness, thank you for your trust. It turns out, now that I'm here, that I find Lord Mortimer's projects grant us many more advantages in comparison to what Sir Gregory had suggested. We are talking about the future of the Holy See. There. That should be enough to justify the change of vote.
Так, 3-1. Почему ГЖ... Ну, G, J, в смысле GF, FG. А, слушай. Нет. EH, HP, CF.
there's a kind of code composed of 6 letters. They always write under the dates of their correspondence.
According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo.
Guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today, the date is 24/01/1793. In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes. Yes,
Вот, да, разным буквам соответствует. Это я тоже заметил.
the day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
От него все и зависит. Ключ к коду 1.7, да? 31.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
31-24. Так, еще раз. 35. Так. 31. А, 17. Вот. Сегодня какая? 24.01. 17. Значит, первая будет... Так, 24. 24. Значит, первая будет... АФ.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today
F.
the date is 24/01/1793.
Дальше что там? 0, 1, 1 потом. Потом опять F.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
9. Это 11. А, мне 7 надо. С дальше будет.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
С 1, 7, да. 9 это будет. Аж. Правильно же, да, посчитал? Да. Теперь 3. G. Теперь будет.
Today is the 24/01/1793.
Выбрать печать.
One of the letters.
В одном из писем папа просит Пьяджи не использовать личные печати.
He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it. I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
Flora in Domo Domini.
Must be in Latin.
Блять.
Justicia, misericordia, et
Нет.
humilta. Boy, gotta brush up my foreign languages. Justicia, misericordia, et humilta.
Флора там что-то.
Gotta brush up my foreign languages. On it is written, Flore in domo domini.
Вот. Два раза, блядь, потратил только зря одну из этих.
Your Eminence, all ready to send. What's he doing here?
Damn it. That's all I need.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi?
Так, что на него действует? На фон Вельнера не действует. Так, уклонение, слабость неизвестна. Ну-ка.
Calm down, my friend. The poor boy has just passed out. We were talking about this and that when suddenly he fainted. Keeled over, just like that.
Huh, really? What a weakling. I wonder what Mortimer sees in him.
Who knows? I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays.
А уклонение у меня насколько? Уклонение у меня насколько? Убеждение у меня больше, уклонения мало, да, у меня.
The perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him. Can you keep the secrets?
No, I don't think I'd like to know about anything that would justify such an act.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but you really must pull
Не
yourself.
крест сейчас получу, да?
The conference will soon be on us, and I don't need you falling to pieces now.
Don't worry, I shall be there.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he?
Committing a crime in my room is out of the question. Think, it will all be on our heads. No doubt about it. I refuse to run the risk.
Right.
Monsieur von Wagner, I
Так, а дальше что там у Вольнера?
always
Уклонение,
act in the best
слабость.
interest of all. I assure you,
Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
you must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll denounce you to Sir Gregory. I'm warning you.
You old weasel. Very well,
Whew.
Reggie, you win.
I refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back in my body.
Что такое? Биом.
Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
Выживший. Отравление после разговора с Йоганом фон Вольнером. Уклонение увеличилось. Пошли в столовую. Я, правда, все эти потратил к херам собачьим. Ну, что поделать? Так, а вообще, что там, кстати, со званиями? Блин, я, кстати, большую часть получил на самом деле. Блять, ну хитрость я вряд ли прокачаю. Что я еще могу тут? Что, есть что-то до второго левела, где вкачать надо что-то? Ладно, хрен с ним.
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Everything went as planned. I didn't encounter any particular difficulties.
Well done, you. On my first try, well, it took me 3 goes. But you did it.
Ох, какой я, блядь, молодец.
Gregory, what can I do for you?
I just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother,
Вообще, блядь, растягивают.
just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
What place is that?
At the end of a leash, like all the others.
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Only
Про прогресс что-то заговорил
his whole
внезапно.
system has become outdated.
Про прогресс говорит, при этом монархия их устраивает.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
Does he have an inferiority complex?
I've told him time and time again, Louis. He always has to take it one step too far.
How dare you? You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bits you on the nose, you still...
Я еще их могу между собой
I
стравить.
feel sorry for you.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William? When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order.
Неужели он там
Want the
что-нибудь
world
сделал?
to keep turning as it does.
You came here to warn me, sir.
No, to advise you.
Advise me against my father. Why?
I think you are capable of deciding for...
You haven't answered my question. Why warn me against my father? What are you afraid he will do to me?
Well, I wouldn't want him to lead you into... I don't know what absurd adventure in
You
which...
act as though I were in danger.
I agree with Louis, Gregory. You're trying to pass me off as a villain about to devour him.
That's not funny, William. I won't let him follow you.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good things for you.
Бред какой-то
But his
начался.
time is over. And now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression. but
Но знаешь,
bear
что
in
мы
mind
все не
that we
согласны
are
с планами
all
Уильяма.
against William's
Да,
project.
давай,
On the
давай.
contrary,
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
here you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down.
А можно никого не поддерживать?
You support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Не, ну если между ними выбирать, то...
I better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to...
Во, вот так пойдет.
I was born a man. I grew up as such. Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference. I refuse to let them manipulate humanity the way they do. They're gonna ask me to choose between them. I'll just have to go with the lesser evil of the two. But they better not count on me to keep my word. I'll bring them all down.
Вот так вот.
So, what do you choose, Louis?
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him. That said, if he turns his back on me...
Тут же нормально рассуждает, тут же коленок ему между лопаток. Через несколько часов.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Нам нужно подготовиться. Мне кажется, это конец эпизода сейчас будет, да?
Do you really think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is?
You. My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is...
Походу, после голосования все это закончится. Проблема в том, что у меня нету ни хера очков. Хм. 8 очков, нихуя. Политика или уклонение? Политика или уклонение? Политика или уклонение? Хер его знает, если честно. Давай уклонение. Так, ну что, перерывчик небольшой сделать, надо на покушать. И потом начнем последний эпизод. Голосование. Чуть темница сознания, последний ход. Ща. Я вернусь через минут 10, может 5.